All right, let's dive in. We're checking out this George Hokett today. Seems like he's making waves online with his ebooks, all about building a business online.
Yeah, he's got quite a following.
You were telling me you're specifically interested in 3 of his ebooks, right?
Yeah. TikTok Marketing Secrets is one. Then the Faceless Business Blueprint and Content That Converts.
Those are the ones. And we've got some interesting stuff to work with today. Notes put together on January 3rd, 2025. Plus, we snuck a peek at his Etsy shop.
Always good for some insights.
Definitely. Oh, and we found a review from someone who actually used his strategies. Should be interesting to see if they actually work.
Let's break it all down.
Goal is to see what this Hokett guy is all about, right? And are his ebooks worth the hype?
Let's start with his Etsy shop, see what we find.
All right, so first impression, this guy's shop is bustling. 18 ebooks, all on sale.
Wow, 18. He's been busy.
He has 2 sales already popped up, and someone's hearting his stuff. Future entrepreneur in the making, maybe?
Maybe. And look, he takes pretty much every kind of payment you can think of. PayPal, all the major credit cards, Apple Pay, Klarna, even Etsy gift cards and credits.
Smart move. Got to make it easy for people to buy, right?
Exactly. Cast a wide net. Okay, so the shop looks good. But who is this George Hokett, anyway?
Well, his About section gives us a little glimpse.
It says he's super passionate about helping people, wants them to reach their full potential and all that, uses knowledge and, actionable strategies.
Yeah, he's got a background in marketing, tech, and entrepreneurship, too.
So he's not just talking the talk.
Definitely not. And get this, he's got a whole team of collaborators.
Oh, really? Like who?
Mindful Eye Media Creations, they help him with marketing. Designer A handles development. And he's got Amazon Launch Mastery course helping him with creating courses.
Interesting. Anyone else?
He mentions PLR, which I had to look up, stands for private label rights.
Ah, so he licenses content and tweaks it for his ebooks.
That's the idea. And then there's Tube Magic. They help him with all things YouTube.
Tube Magic, huh? I wonder what exactly they do for him. We'll have to dig into that later.
Yeah, that's for another deep dive. Oh, and before we forget, there are 2 other ebooks he highlights in his shop, Side Hustler Blueprint and The Powerful Entrepreneur.
Catchy titles. What are those about?
Side Hustler Blueprint is all about, well, launching and scaling a business on the side. The Powerful Entrepreneur is more about, just crushing it in business in general.
So he's targeting folks at different stages of their business journey.
Makes sense, right? Cast a wider net. Okay, ready to jump into those 3 ebooks you are interested in?
Definitely. Let's do it.
First up, TikTok Marketing Secrets. It's going for $9.99. All about making short videos that go viral, get you followers, and hopefully turn those followers into customers. Have you ever seen any of his TikToks, by the way?
Now that you mention it, I don't think I have. But TikTok's definitely the place to be these days, especially if you're trying to build a business.
Absolutely. All right, next we've got the Faceless Business Blueprint. Also $9.99. This one's interesting. It's all about building a brand without having to be the face of it.
Faceless business. That's a hot topic these days.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of buzz about it. People are using automation, working with influencers, all sorts of ways to grow their business without having to be in the spotlight all the time.
Exactly. Okay, last but not least, Content That Converts. Also $9.99. Supposedly gives you templates and tips for creating content that grabs people's attention and, gets them to buy your stuff.
Well, if his templates really work, that could be a game changer. A lot of entrepreneurs struggle with creating content that actually converts.
That's for sure. And guess what? We've got a review from someone who says Hokett's ebooks were total game changers for them.
Oh, really? What did they say?
They said his strategies, especially the stuff about short-form video, totally transformed how they approach online content. And their sales went way up because of it.
Well, you always have to take reviews with a grain of salt, but it sounds promising. Maybe Hokett's really onto something here.
Right. Okay, so we've got a good feel for these 3 ebooks, but it seems like Hokett's not just focusing on individual platforms like TikTok, right? He's got a whole bigger picture in mind.
You're right. He's thinking about broader business strategies, like this whole faceless business thing.
Exactly. Let's take a step back and see what else we can learn about his overall approach.
Sounds good to me. Let's dig a little deeper.
Okay, so those 3 ebooks, we've got a pretty good handle on them now. But looking at his shop, Hokett's got a whole bunch more. Anything else catch your eye?
There are a few that stand out, like Tube Magic, your ultimate creators tool. That one's $51.99, which is like his priciest ebook.
Tube Magic, huh?
Yeah, it seems like it goes beyond the basic YouTube stuff. More like advanced strategies,
Mm-hmm.
So like keyword clustering.
Keyword clustering? That's a new one. What's that all about?
It's basically grouping keywords together. Helps you target specific niches and get your videos to rank higher in search.
So it's not just about getting a ton of views, it's about getting the right views from people who actually care about your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Attract the right kind of viewers.
Mm.
So if you're serious about YouTube, Tube Magic could be worth a look.
Makes sense. Anything else about YouTube?
There's Master YouTube Influence. That one's $9.99.
Yeah.
Seems more like general YouTube strategy stuff. But yeah, looking at his shop, it's clear this guy's all about social media, Facebook and YouTube especially.
You're right. We talked about YouTube, but what about Facebook? Any strategies for growing a business on there?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's an ebook called 12 Powerful Ways to Increase Engagement for More Facebook Free Traffic.
Free traffic, huh?
Yeah, it's all about organic reach, not just paid ads. That one's $14.99, so it sounds pretty in-depth.
Interesting that he's so focused on organic traffic, not just pushing people to spend money on ads.
Yeah, it's about building a business that lasts,
Right.
not just quick wins.
Right. Sustainable. He's got another ebook, Building Your Coaching Business. That one's $14.99 too.
Yeah. So he's not just thinking about product-based businesses. He's got stuff for service-based businesses too, like coaching, consulting, that sort of thing.
Makes sense. Broaden the appeal. So his ebooks cover a lot of ground, different topics, different types of entrepreneurs. Does that come through in his pricing too?
Oh, for sure. His ebooks range from $7.99 up to, like we said, $51.99 for that Tube Magic one.
So different levels of depth, different price points. He's trying to reach both newbies and the more experienced folks.
Exactly. It's like he's created this whole ecosystem, this toolkit for building an online business.
He's got something for everyone, no matter where they're at. But it all seems to come back to this idea of faceless businesses, doesn't it? Like, that's a big theme for him.
Yeah, definitely. But, it makes you wonder, are there any downsides to this whole faceless thing?
That's a good point. I mean, sure, there are advantages, like you can scale your business faster, automate a lot of stuff. But are you missing out on something?
Like building personal connections with your audience, building trust.
Yeah, exactly. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. If you're hiding behind a brand, can you really build that kind of connection?
Especially in certain niches, right? Where
I
people
get.
really want to know who's behind the brand. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing, this faceless business model.
So entrepreneurs need to think carefully about their niche, their audience. Is faceless really the right approach for them?
That's the question. I wonder if Hokett's strategies address that at all. Like, does he offer any guidance on how to balance automation with building those personal connections?
It's a good question. Maybe we'll find some answers as we keep digging. But for now, it seems like this faceless thing is a trend worth watching. Definitely some pros, but maybe some cons too. Something to keep in mind.
Definitely something to think about. Okay, so we've talked a lot about business strategies, but what about the mindset stuff?
Mindset. Oh, right. The outline mentions something about Hokett emphasizing personal development.
Yeah, like he recognizes that building a business isn't just about the technical stuff. It's also about your mindset, your attitude, your beliefs.
He's got an ebook called Mental Toughness. That seems to fit with what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Entrepreneurship, it's not always easy. You're going to face challenges, setbacks. It's about developing the mental strength to keep going, even when things get tough.
He's not just teaching people how to build a business. He's teaching them how to build themselves up in the process.
Exactly. It's a holistic approach, right? It's about the inner game and the outer game.
I like that inner game and outer game. Powerful stuff. It makes me wonder about Hokett himself. How does he cultivate mental toughness?
That's a good question. Unfortunately, the stuff we have doesn't really give us any insight into that.
Too bad. Would be interesting to learn more about his personal philosophy, his approach to life. Maybe we can dig into that in a future deep dive if we find more information about him.
Definitely. I always find it fascinating to learn about the people behind the strategies.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. From specific ebooks to his overall philosophy on building an online business. What are your overall thoughts on this Hokett guy?
Let me think. Well, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? Hokett's put together this whole system for building a successful online business, even if you don't like being, front and center.
It's like he's giving people permission to build a business on their own terms.
Yeah, exactly. And,
No.
this whole trend toward faceless businesses, it's really
It
interesting.
makes you wonder, is this the future of entrepreneurship?
Maybe. Hokett's approach, with all the automation and systems he talks about and the focus on creating great content, could be a sign of things to come.
It really challenges the traditional idea of personal branding, doesn't it? Like, do you even need to build a personal brand anymore?
That's a tough one. I mean, personal branding can be really powerful, but Hockett's success shows that it's not the only way. You can build a successful business without being, the face of it.
And it's not just about the strategies, is it? Hokett seems genuinely passionate about helping people.
Oh yeah, he's not just in it for the money. He wants to see people succeed.
You can tell he's invested in his customers. He's not just selling information, he's providing a roadmap.
Right. And a lot of these online gurus, they just sell a dream.
Right.
But Hockett's different. He's giving people practical advice, the tools and strategies they actually need.
And he's not promising overnight success either. He's all about building something that lasts.
Exactly. Organic traffic, strong foundation, the right mindset. It's a long-term approach.
It's refreshing, isn't it? A more grounded and realistic perspective. So if you're curious to learn more about Hokett and his strategies, I definitely recommend checking out his Etsy shop.
Yeah, he's got a ton of ebooks, and they're all pretty affordable. Even if you're not ready to buy one, just browsing his shop can give you some great ideas.
As we wrap up, I'm left with one last thought. What if this whole faceless business thing isn't just about moving away from personal branding? What if it's about redefining what a brand even means?
That's a good question. What do you mean?
Well, maybe in this new world, a brand isn't so much about who you are, but more about what you offer, the value you provide, the results you deliver, the impact you make.
Interesting. It's less about you and more about what you do.
Exactly. It's something to think about as you explore the world of online business.
Lots to ponder. Until next time, keep learning and keep diving deep.